True transformation cannot happen without a renewal of the mind. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Mind over matter. If the pain of where you are never exceeds the pain of change, you will always remain the same. Through a renewal of the mind, and it takes a process. True transformation, mind over matter. Change your mind, you change your life. Change your life. You gotta go through it to grow through it. Mind over matter. Be clear.
Welcome back to the Mind Over Matter podcast. Today, I am Ken Canyon along with my beautiful, beautiful people. Go ahead.
Coach Lynch, you know I'm in the building. Hello.
Hey everybody, it's Taylor Young.
All right, Taylor Young, and we are here for another episode of Mind Over Matter podcast. Y'all, people are starting to like what we're saying, y'all.
They really are.
Getting good feedback, great feedback, man.
Yeah.
Great.
People are texting me, they're calling me, they're like, yo, listen, I'm looking forward to, hearing that every Monday and stuff like that. I've subscribed. Great. Appreciate y'all for subscribing, but we need more.
We need more.
Share.
We'll
share.
Get more. Sometimes though, I get I'm like, yo, I want to build it up big, fast. Yeah. I want everybody to know about it. But when you're building something, you want to build a foundation. And sometimes it's just steady. It's just steady, consistent. It's not always fast.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's good though, Taylor. But I am excited because I saw your people were saying about you.
I've been getting
Did that
messages,
validate what you're doing?
all kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't need validation from other people already, but yeah, it's very powerful. Just when people start texting you things that you said and how it stuck with them, like that's very powerful. It's amazing.
You know what I noticed though? I noticed that I got a lot of the my email notification goes off when you're tagged in something on Facebook or something like that. So I noticed, 7 comments here, 8 comments here, 9, 10 comments there, this, that, and the third. But I didn't really see the subscription numbers on some of the things going up with all these people saying that they heard it.
Right. So I'm like, we got to listen, but we ain't get the subscription.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you that though? I'm like, yo, I see all these comments, but the subscribe button ain't going on.
You guys gotta subscribe. You gotta hit that red button on YouTube that says subscribe right next to Results TV. You gotta press it.
Please do it. And it's not like, we ask you for some money to do it. If you're liking the content and it's coming back at you, and the quality of our content is only going to get better and better and better. Yeah. So if we're doing this now and ain't nobody even hearing it and listening to it, you gotta know that when the lights is on and the cameras is rolling, your boy gonna show out.
I have no doubt.
You already know
doubt that Denzel L.
That's right. Will show out. Emmy-winning performance. That's right. Oscars is everything. Give me all the awards. I'm going to do it. You better know it.
All right, y'all. So what we're going to do today, though, we're going to really get serious again today. We got another topic coming at you. And today, the name of this podcast is called Save Yourself, Help Ain't Coming.
Woo, say that again, big homie.
Save yourself, help ain't coming.
Help ain't coming.
And why did I want to do this? Because I, like many people who always say, you're waiting on somebody to help you. I remember, y'all, I used to say things like, and years ago, I thought I was a progressive person, a go-getter, a person who always, went after what I wanted. But in retrospect, and looking back at my life a lot of times I wasn't proactive, and I wasn't as proactive as I am now about things, because I would think, man, if I only had, somebody to show me the way that to do this so that I don't make mistakes. I want to start a business, but I need to find somebody in business who's doing it so they can help me. And really what I realized along the way is help comes when you're already doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I learned along the way. So I wanted to get you guys' take before we get into the story today, because it's deep.
Yeah.
It's real deep.
Man, hey, listen, I kind of live by the motto already. I don't even be thinking or looking for nobody to come, because 4.5 years I moved here and didn't know absolutely nobody. All I had was my wife and a dream.
Wow.
That's it.
That's
You
good.
know what I'm saying?
That's
So
good.
it was do or die. You know what I mean? It was like I burnt the boats. Like, you know what I mean? You
Burn the
understand?
boats, baby.
I burned the bridge. It wasn't no turning back.
Burn the
So
boats.
yeah, I wasn't waiting for nobody to come. Who was gonna save me? They ain't know I was on this island out here by myself with nowhere to go with nothing. You know what I mean? So I live my life by this. I can't wait to get into the story. I already know how it's gonna be. So
Okay.
what about you, Taylor?
Well, yeah, I heard this speaker say one time, he was talking about how when he goes to the circus and he sees the dude on the tightrope and they always have the net underneath them. He said as soon as he see that net, he want to go back to the guy at the front talking about, give me my money back.
Give me my money back.
Give me my money back because dude ain't doing it for real. Like he just walking.
Yeah.
Like I'll be real. For me, my safety net is my parents. It's been my parents because of course, like coming to school and even just growing up, like your parents are always there for you, always there to support you whenever you need something. But when I knew I had to take it upon myself to do something, it was especially when I came down here and I got an apartment because that helped save money for school. And my parents, when I say they were helping me pay for that apartment, so that was like $500 a month. But when I went home for Christmas break, I saw what minus $500 a month did to my household.
Look like yeah.
Like I would have never guessed, but I saw exactly what that did to my household. It, like there was less food in the fridge. There was like no cleaning lady had been there, and I knew we at least had one like once every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like you could just tell they weren't living at the regular standard that they used to live. So that as soon as I saw that, I was like, shoot. I can't keep using them as a safety net. I gotta go get a job. I got a job since I was 14. Why am I thinking now because I'm in college I can't be in college and have a job? Like it don't work like that. I've been working multiple jobs since high school. Why can't I do it in college? So
That's
ever
good
since
stuff.
then, literally always had a job. Always had a couple of jobs to make sure I wouldn't call home for nothing.
That's real good.
All right, so we're going to get into it. So this is good. We're going to get into the real story because there are a lot of people out there who are looking for somebody to help them. And at the end of the day, you have to do things yourself. So I still got a story. I read this story, y'all, a few years ago. And it was so profound to me that I asked myself, it literally made me have a paradigm shift in my thinking. And so I wanted to bring it out to people today. Some of them have heard this, but what they don't know is they don't know the details behind it. So I'm going to go and talk about it today. So I don't know if any of you ever heard of a guy named Aaron Ralston. And he was a hiker, climber. And what actually happened to Aaron was out, he was hiking, he was doing his thing, he was in this canyon, and it was a true story because he was 27 years old then. At that time it was in 2003, and I remember this. And he was ravining down, coming down, and what happened, he released this boulder some kind of way when he got near the bottom. He 100 feet deep into this canyon, y'all. And this 800-pound boulder landed on his arm.
Dang.
800 pounds, y'all. Now, all I can say is, and he tried everything he could to move it, all right? But he couldn't move the boulder. And he said, you talk about pain. The pain was excruciating. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Now, Taylor, a side note. Okay. Taylor, you remember the day you and I were riding?
Oh, man.
Hold on. Okay, this is just a side note, y'all. We're going to get back to this. Taylor started laughing because, Lynch, I was throwing away a baby chair, and my thumb got caught in the groove where it snaps together. Oh my God!
I
said, Taylor,
and my
help
behind
me.
don't know how to open a stroller.
She couldn't open the stroller.
Your thumb was stuck.
It was stuck.
You were screaming like a baby.
It was
He
stuck.
wasn't screaming. Honestly, he the coolest cat I had never seen.
No,
in pain.
I was like,
well,
kind
okay.
of like
Maybe
I was
because
like a
he
little
was
punk.
scared.
I said, Taylor, you got to help me. I said, my thumb is getting caught in here, and I thought my thumb was broken. I thought it was broken. We'll get back to that later.
Oh, man.
But it was just funny. So he's down in this canyon, right? And the story reads that he said to himself, he said the pain was excruciating, and he said something so profound. It was so much pain, he said that, and I quote, and I wrote it down. He said, I I had to settle down or I was dead. When I got to the initial shock, he said, I knew the pain wouldn't kill me, but my response to it,
the reaction to the pain
would.
Yeah.
Wow.
He said, now think about it, he said dehydration would, infection would, hypothermia would.
Yeah.
He said, so he was a mechanical engineer by trade. He said, so I had to start figuring out my options. Now, how many people begin, we realized, and he's like, look, I got to start figuring out my options. That's the first thing that he started thinking. I started to think rational. If I don't do this, then I'm
dead.
Gone.
Yeah,
I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Can y'all imagine for a moment just laying there, this boulder on you,
800-pound boulder. Ain't no just this boulder. You're talking about 800 pounds,
Exactly.
son.
Sitting
About
on your
this
arm,
boulder. Yeah.
just chilling.
Yeah.
I mean, and
God,
help
I
wasn't
can
coming.
imagine.
So let me continue to paint this picture. So he's at the bottom of this remote slot. They call it a slot canyon, I guess, because it's small. You're getting down in there. Where only a few people a month visit the place.
Right.
Okay, and so he began to prepare for death, and he was thinking about it, and he was like, man, there's nobody coming to get me. Nobody coming to get me. So what do I do next? So he began thinking about his options.
Yeah.
So day 1 passed.
Yeah.
Okay. Day 2 passes.
Jesus.
All right. So you're thinking, you yelling, you thinking nobody hears you. Day 3 passes. So what are you gonna do? So then he said at 120 hours into it, he surrendered. He said, I'm gonna prepare for my death. Okay, because he said,
but he did try to chip away at the rock.
Well, no, okay,
Like
we got to
that.
tell him. Yeah, we got to tell him. He did
try to chip away at the rock and make some way and leave way and stuff like that. He did try to do that.
He said he got about an inch done chip
every 15 minutes.
Every 15
like
minutes.
An inch. He was like, by the time I get this, I'll be dead.
He'd be dead.
Yeah, so he had to eliminate that option.
So he did try.
Yeah.
He did try.
Definitely did some
because a lot of times
deductive
people
reasoning.
don't try. Wow. That's deductive reasoning.
Deductive reasoning, yeah, definitely.
So you think about it. So he says, if you think about it, at this point, okay, I've tried to remove it. I can't move it. I've yelled as loud as I can. And he said this, and this is happened. He said this, and what happened? He said something happened. First of all, he began carving his, I guess, epitaph. Here lies Aaron Ralston from this point to this point. Now, he was an anal dude, much like you, though.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And he said, when he looked at it, he said he looked at his epitaph, and he said, there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, something wrong with
I guess maybe it wasn't written right, or it wasn't straight.
Yeah.
It wasn't something. There's something that always triggers us.
Yeah.
That triggers us to say this. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I can do something about this.
Yeah.
I can do something about this. Okay? And before we go into the first point, I gotta read this to the people because I want to read it verbatim. He said, then something happened to me when he looked at the epitaph and it was wrong. He said, I saw myself step away from the boulder. I began to visualize myself step away from the boulder and go down the hallway. And at the end, it was a little boy, and I bent down and picked him up with one hand and said, and he said, the little boy said, Daddy, I'm glad you're home. Let's pray. Let's play.
Let's play. Yeah.
So what he was saying was, he had a vision of this little boy. Now, later on, he said he would find out that little boy would be his son. His son.
His son.
So at that point, he did something. He said, in the morning of the 6th day, the 6th day, so you're 6 days into it, the light bulb struck, okay? A light bulb went off in his head. A solution, he later would say that this mechanical engineers came to his mind. So the first point, though, before we get into what he did, the first point we got to tell the people is what they can do. Because this is all about, we're using this story to help them know when you have things in your life that seem insurmountable, immovable, what is the first thing that you have to do to be successful?
They got to take responsibility.
You have to take responsibility You have to take responsibility for your life,
yeah.
for your own life. It's your life, y'all. Yeah. Because think about it. It's nobody else's life. Nobody else is coming. You can wait for other people, your family members, your friends, everybody.
So, I mean, what you got to do is when you think about taking responsibility, you can't let negative experiences derail you.
Okay.
I need you to understand this, all right? You have to let them direct you. Right?
Not derailed you, but direct you.
Good. Right? So that means you have to become the conductor in your life.
Why you have to make that face?
Man? Because I need them to feel the words. Like, I was trying to penetrate their soul right there. So they let negative experiences derail them, right? Instead of direct them when they can be the conductor. In their life. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what they mean when they saying take responsibility.
Right.
All right?
You have to take responsibility.
Yeah, I feel that.
I feel that too.
Because I know where we're going. Because he took some mean responsibility. I can't wait. Tell the people, man. Talk to the
So
people.
he took responsibility. He says, listen, here's what I can do. He said, not what I can do. He said he focused on what he could do.
Right,
you know how many times people always say, well, I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't lift 400 pounds, but you can lift 300. So let's focus on, focused on what he could do. So here's what he says. He says, I got this knife. He said, I can, if I stay here, I will die.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But I got this knife. Now, I'm going to take this knife. And he looked at his arm and he said, you know what? I am going to cut my arm off to release me. To release me from this situation.
Yes.
Is that deep, y'all?
Oh, man.
So now here's the thing, that the part you thinking about the pain of the arm, right? Because I thought about that too.
No, I'm almost thinking, does he even feel his arm at this point? 6 days in?
His arm's actually when I think about it, his arm's actually dead.
Yeah,
that part of his body's actually,
so he shouldn't even feel his arm.
It's actually dead. So you think about it, because they had a boulder's been on for 3 days.
Yeah, that's no blood,
no blood circulation.
Yeah.
That part of his body is dead. Yeah. I thought about that after I read it. I said, wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
That part had to be dead because because if 800 pounds is on you for that long.
When I lay on my one side for too long and fall asleep, ain't no circulation. And I ain't 800 pounds, hey, I don't know what he had going on. But
when we fall asleep in that joint going to hang it.
Yeah, right or wrong.
You have to get off your own arm so you can get
if I sit on the toilet too long, my legs fall asleep.
Right.
So that joint's dead.
So he began cutting, y'all.
Dang.
I mean, think about you cutting just the psychological part of you saying, I'm cutting my arm off, a part of me, a piece of me. Because what happens, a lot of times we don't want to get rid of the dead things in our life. We don't want to get rid of the dead things in our life that will kill us, literally. But what happens is we keep the dead things around, dead relationships, dead this, dead that, and we keep it around. But he decided the dead thing that's on me, I'm going to cut off. So he began cutting.
That's deductive reasoning. Something got to die for something to live. He's like, all right, well, this arm going to die for the rest of my life.
I think I'm going to cut this podcast off right
now. This podcast is getting good. This podcast is getting good right here.
I want to hear the story.
Okay. So he got to the part where he began to cut, but his blade got dull.
Oh, man.
So he gets to the bone in his arm. And he starts cutting the bone, but it won't cut the bone. It cuts the flesh, but it won't cut the bone.
Yeah.
So he says again.
So he's stuck again.
Woo!
Wow.
So he says to himself, okay, how I got to think, because I'm already into this. I'm deciding to cut this dead thing off. So he says, the arm is wedged, right?
Yeah.
So what he decided to do?
He got to break it.
He broke the arm. He said, I can't cut through it, but I can break it. So you imagine your arm stuck in there. You use the rest of your body to cut through, to break through the arm. So he broke the one bone, but then he realized.
He forgot it's 2 bones.
It's 2 bones in the arm.
And arm. It's 2 bones.
What happens when they say, anything that can't go wrong will go wrong?
That's Murphy's Law.
That's Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law kept popping up on him every 5 seconds.
So he said, I couldn't cut through it. So he used his leverage to break the arm. Okay? So he said he broke that one too. So, and then he cut through the remaining flesh, and the forearm that had him stuck. Now, but he ain't out the woods yet. He says for a moment, it was like, he said this, it was like life with no limitations I was free. What happens to people, y'all, when they get rid of dead things in their life? How many times have you got rid of something that was keeping you back from growing?
Yeah.
And you felt like, I'm free.
Yeah.
I'm free.
Lighter.
You
everything.
feel everything. And he, although he had cut his arm off, but he felt lighter. So he realized this. He said, okay, I got to put a tourniquet on. After he got over the euphoria of that, I got to put a tourniquet on. I got to go. Because I'm bleeding now, and if I'm going to bleed to death, okay? So this is where he starts rolling. So he gets out. He starts hiking, y'all. But think about it. Now, he is going to actually bleed to death. Now, but before we go into the next point, there's a second point that we want people to know. The first point was take one responsibility for your responsibility.
Yeah, take responsibility.
The second one is what?
The second one is you have to trust that you have enough. Because the whole time he had this knife, he had his equipment from when he was hiking, but the whole time he was trying to move the boulder, he was trying to position himself a different way and stuff like that. And he waited until it was about 100-something hours in before he finally got to the knife and started cutting, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So he had enough the whole time, but when his perspective could never, really get him to that point where he could use what he had to get what he want. Uh-oh, you got to use what you got to get what you want. All right, come on now. Let's go. Come on, next part of the story. Where we at?
When he cut his arm off, there's one point that people miss in the story. He still had to
he still had to climb. He still had to climb out.
No, we had to rappel first 60 more feet.
60 more feet.
He had to, with one arm, with this joint hanging, he had to rappel 60 more feet, and then he had to climb, then he had to hike out.
And then he had to hike out, 7 more miles or something like that?
His car was 7 miles.
His car was 7 miles away after that. So all this still running through his head the whole time. Yeah. Like, he is one hurdle after the next, after the next, after the next. Like,
he said but once he rappelled, he found some water. So, okay.
So he was drinking out of a puddle.
Yeah. You see how things start to line up now?
Yeah.
How God will start to put the things in your way once you take responsibility.
Yeah. Amen.
And so he began to drink water. So after he started drinking water, this is the part that's deep, y'all. He said he hiked 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Then he began to exhaust and the loss of blood. He knew he knew several miles from his car and many hours from medical help that he wasn't gonna make it. He said he wasn't gonna make it. Yeah. But check this out. He said this: when you began to start going, he said, then he saw a family. He saw a family. Wow. But check that out. He saw a helicopter waiting. But guess what it was? It was his family.
It was his family.
It was his family. Now, here's the powerful thing about this, and this is going to lead us to the third thing. Had he not taken his arm off when he did, his family would not have been there waiting because they had been looking for him, right? They would have been gone. Had he done it earlier, they wouldn't have been there.
Right.
Had he done it later, they would have been gone.
Yeah, I think it was because of the simple fact that he was supposed to be to work at a certain time,
right?
And then when he didn't show up to work, that's when all the search teams and stuff like that went out. So if he had not have contemplated all that time and been stuck all that time, it was at that perfect, divine timing that he did sever his arm then and then get out then and get to that position when the whole rescue team and his family was out there really, really looking for him. So, at the end of the day, it brings us to our third point, right?
Our third point.
Yeah.
The third point is this. Time is running out.
Time is running out.
Wow.
Time is running out.
Time is running out.
Okay.
Good.
And see, or you could call this, we could call, I just say time is running out. Because you know what? Time is running out on everybody. Every day you live. Okay, every day you live, you lose time. The one thing you can't get back.
It's irrecoverable.
You can't get back.
It's the most precious commodity on the planet.
Right. And so what happens is you can't wait to contemplate forever whether you're going to start this business. Yeah. You can't wait to contemplate forever whether you're going to start losing weight because your health is fading, because diabetes is coming, high blood pressure, stroke, heart attack, whatever it is. You can't contemplate this forever because time is running out. It's running out on people. And so that's why when he left what he did, and he got the clarity to say, you know what? I stay here, I die. And he said, you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to do all that I can do. And when he did all that he could do.
That's right.
His help appeared.
Amen.
Help appeared. All that he can do. Yeah. So the key here is you do all you can do. Okay? Save yourself. The help will appear when you do everything that you can possibly do to get you where you need to go.
That's so good.
That's powerful, man.
It's divine, man.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something. The first rule of survival is self-preservation. You got self-preservation. You got to do everything you can do for yourself first.
Right.
And then you can go ahead and help others, or somebody can come help you.
Yeah.
But he had to do what he had to do for him, man. And I feel him, man. Like, that's why I train the way I train. Like, life is so dynamic. Like, I just try to put us up against as much pressure as we possibly can, and then I throw you a curveball. Like, I'll be listening and watching and studying like Michael Jordan and them and stuff like that. You know what Michael Jordan used to do? They used to be in practice, right? And the first squad would go against the second squad and everything. Mm-hmm. They would get up 20 points, right? And then Michael Jordan would switch jerseys and go on the other side and come back from the 20 points.
Oh, wow.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's deep.
Yeah, that's super deep,
he had to
son.
be himself.
Right. Every day he would, if I'm the best, then I gotta go against me every single day. And he would take responsibility for the 20-point deficit, right?
Wow.
Then understand that that he got enough, regardless whether he left his first team over here and he went to second squad. He still got enough to do it.
Right.
And then and guess what? It's got to be the third quarter by now.
Right.
Time is of the essence. Time is running out.
Right.
So he got to do it. So when you down big, you got to do it big. Like Son was down big in that hole. In that hole, he was down big. He said, I got to do it big. This arm got to go. I got to do it big.
Wow.
Tom Brady was just down 25 points.
No, don't talk about that.
Huh?
I'm a little fan.
But I understand that. But the
no,
lesson
the
is here.
principle of
The
it,
principle is here. If
Yeah.
he was down big, he had to do it big.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you got a big lead, you rest on your laurels.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? A lot of times we out here, we got a big lead, we comfortable.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like when she was getting her bills paid, the $500, she was all right. She was comfortable. But when she went home and she seen the deficit, she switched spaces. She took the jersey off, put the other jersey on, and said, "Yo, I'm gonna come back from this $500 a month, and I'm about to get my second job going on." You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get this money. Yo, that's the way we gotta take this principle from this story, and we gotta make it happen. So one, we gotta take responsibility. Right. After we take responsibility, we gotta trust that we got enough, and then three, we gotta know that time is running out. This stuff is of the essence, man.
That's it.
Word.
I mean,
and then help gonna come. It's divine because you doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
But when you
working.
see, you working.
Faith
without works is dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Word. And then providence moves in. Providence moves in. You know that. Here come the Lord. Here he come, man.
Yeah.
Whoo. I ain't know how I was gonna pay that rent, but here he come.
And the truth is, he comes all the time.
What?
The
Right.
truth is, a lot of times when you think you don't have a way out, you don't find a way out. If you do your part, God will do His part. There's a movie that I love. One of my favorite movies of all time. It's called Facing the Giants, and it's a football movie. And on that movie, you have a guy, the coach who has been losing. He's been losing and losing and losing, and the team has lost faith. And one of the leaders on the team said, "Coach, we're gonna lose anyway." So because they were clowning, and he said he went to the guy and he said this. He said, "Bro." He said, "Do you really believe we're gonna lose?" He said basically he was like, "If I knew we could win, I'd believe." That's what the kid said. And he said, "I tell you what," he said, "we do this crab crawl stuff we do in the gym."
I see. Yep.
Yeah, and he said,
bear crawl.
He said,
bear crawl.
bear crawl.
Yeah.
Bear crawl. I hate it, but he just bear crawl. He said, but he said, not only we're gonna bear crawl, but I'm gonna put the dude in your back.
Yeah.
That's the boulder.
That's the boulder.
The dude is the boulder.
Right. We all got boulders in our life.
Right.
But he made him do the bear crawl for 100 yards.
He didn't even know.
He didn't know how long he was gonna go.
Yeah.
But
And so to finish the story out, he tells the guy, he says, "Now give me your very best." He said, "You promised me you'll give me your very best." And the guy says, "Yeah, I'll give you my very best." And he said, "Your very best. Your very best." Because most times we don't give our very best. So long story short, the guy starts bear crawling. He said he probably had only gone 50 yards, the most in his life.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he put a blindfold on him. So by the time he took the blindfold off, the guy was 100 yards with a dude on his back. And he said, oh my God. He said, you give me your very best. And I guess I say that to say this. If we do our very best, God will take care of the rest.
Oh, yeah.
He'll take care of the rest. I truly believe that. And so in this story, this guy said, I'm willing to cut off the dead things in my life. The dead thing in my life. And God said, okay, if you're willing to do that, I'm willing to provide you with a pond right down below you so you can get water. And then I'm going to provide you with a family. Your family going to be halfway there because I know you can't make it all the way.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? God provided him before that at the right time, the revelation.
That's
very good.
That's cool.
Very good.
He said he seen his son.
Yeah,
His son wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
But guess what else he seen? He seen that he only had one arm in the revelation. Ding, 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 ding. I got to cut this arm off.
Right.
Arm got to go.
Yeah.
Ooh, he said, yeah, I got this.
Wow.
I got this. He said, thank you, God. I'm cutting this arm off. Got to go.
That's it. So, but what happens though? But God still gives us the power of choice though.
Oh, yeah.
We still have to act on it.
Yeah.
And if you don't, if he had to cut his arm off, he still would have never, never would have seen his son.
Oh, he gonna show it to you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He gonna show it to you 1,000 times. Yeah.
So many times, God has shown me something, but a lot of times I've acted on it, but sometimes I've second guessed it and said, that ain't God. That's just me. But then God screaming at me and say, you know what? I don't want to get too deep about this, but he's saying, look, if you spend some time with me, you'll know my voice.
You'll know my voice. Yeah. Because you steady saying, you steady saying, something told me. Nah, God told you.
Right.
You steady talking about, well, something told me.
The Holy Spirit within you said that.
And I'm like, because that revelation came and he said, look, if you spend more time with me years ago, you'll know my voice. And I was like, all right, so you know what? I'm going to spend time and I'm going to know your voice. So now, even now, when things come, I know when he said it. And sometimes, I think it's me that's saying it, but I know specifically, there are times I know when he says, this is what I want you to do, because this is a part of your purpose. That's it, man.
That's good,
man. Man, it's so deep today, man. I'm going to go and get some rest from this.
Man, I need a tissue. I need a little tissue or something, man. I'm in here dropping tears, man. This is all right.
Okay, do we have enough time to get to the letter today or no?
Nah, no, we did the letter. The letter was that story.
The story has me.
I will bring the letter next week. We do
Okay.
have a letter from somebody that is very profound. A profound letter. So we don't have time this week. We're right up against the schedule, y'all. Any parting thoughts?
Man, look, the 3 points. The 3 points is the part. You know what? Nah, I'm just gonna tell people, like, in order for them to remove like the inner resistance, like they gotta feel and think like they actually deserve the things that they want and that they need.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you can feel and think that you really deserve, because a lot of people, they don't think that they deserve something, so they're not compelled to really move. Yeah. They're not going to say, well, I'll get to that later, or hope somebody come help me or something like that. But me, personally, like, I feel like I deserve more. That means I got to get up, get out, and get something. You know what I'm saying? I don't let the days of the life pass me by. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might not be old enough to understand that little rap lyric right there, but you gotta get up, get out, and get something. You kind of
flowed into it. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I do, man. Look, I told y'all before, I was raised off it, though. You know what I'm saying?
But that was nice, though. That was nice, though. Taylor, you got anything you want to impart in thoughts?
Honestly, everything still just goes full circle back. Just keep living like you don't have a net. You don't have nothing to catch you. God's going to catch you. So you always got to remember that. Like, faith size seed of a mustard seed. That's all you need.
That's good.
That's all you need. Keep walking like nothing's going to catch you.
Wow.
Watch.
One thing I got to say, y'all, is keep listening. My part of thought is keep listening.
Keep listening.
And we're going to keep doing what we're doing. Because there's somebody out there that we haven't met yet. That needs us.
They need us.
Okay, they need us. Mm-hmm. So you guys keep subscribing, keep listening, keep sharing. Subscribe to our page. Other than that, that's my parting thought, y'all, because somebody out there needs what we have. Mm-hmm. Other than that, you guys have a great week.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, and we'll see you next Monday, man. It's mind over matter. If you don't mind, then don't nothing out there matter. If you don't mind cutting off your arm, then it really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? We catch y'all on the next one, y'all.
Mind over matter. Change your mind, you change your life. Change your life. You gotta go through it to grow through it. Mind over matter. Be clear.